Well, the ABC's election guru, Anthony Green, calls the electorate of Fraser a very safe Labor seat. But none of the candidates seem willing to agree. Fraser includes most of the ACT north of the lake, including Civic, Belconnen and the growing suburbs of Gungahlin. Long-time local member Bob McMullen delivered Labor a 15% margin at the last election. But he's retiring, leaving a group of unfamiliar faces scrambling for the seat. Craig Allen met them on the hustings.
You don't know me, you don't know me at all. You don't know me at all.
Letterboxing. A lot of letterboxing, actually.
You don't know me, you don't know me at all. You don't know me at all.
I'm Indra Asghera. I'm standing for the Greens in Fraser.
Yeah, I'm a candidate in the next federal election. You guys voting this time round?
Oh, yeah. Realistically, I'm not actually thinking about the margin so much. I'm just more or less focused on getting out into the community.
I've absolutely got a very big task ahead of me. I think there's a big opportunity now that both Annette Ellis and Bob McMullen have stood down and have left the people of Canberra to new people who the Canberra community doesn't know. Hello, would you like some Greens information for the election?
Oh yeah, Greens is okay.
Thank you. Would you like some too? Thank you.
Morning, man. My name's Andrew. I'm the local Labor Party candidate. Thank you.
You must have known it was going to be an enormous challenge to win a seat that's traditionally been very safe for Labor.
Absolutely. I acknowledge that this is going to be a tough fight. This election's going to be very close. Though I think it's more important that we make sure that Canberrans have a choice when it comes to polling day.
I really dislike the phrase safe seat. I think that the reason that Bob McMullen has managed to get such a strong margin here is because he's worked hard on a local level, really gone out there and appealed to people and done the work to deliver for them on the grassroots of Canberra. Canberra voters are a pretty opinionated lot and well-informed, understand their politics. I don't think many of them would want to support a candidate who just walked in and claimed that this was some kind of a safe seat. I'd love to have the kind of margins that Bob had, but if I haven't, it's going to be because I work hard, not because I take the voters for granted.
Would you be happy if you just managed to peg back Labor's lead in this seat, even if you don't actually win it?
Absolutely, and to be honest, I think that if we can make this seat marginal, I can pretty much guarantee that this area would receive a lot more attention from the government because they will have to be putting more attention into this seat to try and hold it.
How do you rate your chances? Do you think you've got a realistic chance of winning the seat?
It'd be great to win the seat. Love to win the seat.
So how's the campaign going?
Oh, it's pretty busy. We're selling raffle tickets on the front counter, which is great. We think that we're going to elect people who are going to take action on climate change, and then when it comes to the hard decisions, if there's no global consensus, and we all know that global consensus is very hard to get, then we won't do anything. And then to come back and say, well, we're going to put 150 people in a room and ask them what they think about it. When people voted for action 3 years ago at the last federal election, it's really disappointing people.
Well, as an economist who's actually fought along these issues and you've argued strongly for these things, were you disappointed when the ETS was effectively put on the back burner?
Oh, look, I think we're all disappointed when the Greens and the Liberal Party blocked ETS legislation in the Senate. I mean, that was the real turning point in this debate. And the challenge is now how we get back that momentum. I very much believe that this is an area in which markets can help us to deal with a real environmental challenge. We have to be honest. Global warming is a huge challenge facing the planet, and we can do something about it.
But your own party has shelved it effectively.
Labor's committed to putting a price on carbon. The challenge is how we get the consensus to get that done.
Labor has put us into a huge deficit. We need to cut government spending. A lot of people out there are tightening their belts, so we pretty much need to tighten ours as well. And they're saying that 12,000 jobs will be lost, but that's not 12,000 jobs lost in the ACT. That's nationwide.
So how many jobs do you think would be lost?
I couldn't comment on that at this stage, wouldn't they? I've been campaigning for the last 8 or so weeks, and a lot of people were surprised to see me out there, especially considering an election hadn't been called yet. There is a lot of people out in the community that are legitimately concerned about how Labor handled the issue of Kevin Rudd, how they pretty much assassinated him within 24 hours, and Julia Gillard stepped up.
Do you find you get into political conversations with people?
People are showing their dissatisfaction, I guess you'd say, with the major parties, and just saying, oh, God, I can't imagine having a Liberal government with Tony Abbott as Prime Minister. I think that's a bit of a shocking thought for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And people are pretty disappointed with the Labor Party. And, yeah, they tell us.
I don't like the other two major parties. I think they're just as bad as each other. It's just my opinion anyway.
Thank you.
It's got my vote.
See you later.
I'm certainly campaigning as hard as I can, and the way to do that is to get out and connect with voters, to be out there door knocking, street stalls, letterboxing.
Yeah. One of the key issues, I guess, out here is the broadband. That's now come up as a highlighted issue, so we really need to make sure that we make people aware what Labor's doing for.
Like a fire, sir? Thank you. We've got a fridge magnet as well, if you like. Thank you.
And the NBN's probably the important thing there.
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you finding the campaign as a first-time candidate?
I wish I did it about 10 years ago, to be honest. I'm absolutely loving it, getting out into the community and actually talking to people and knowing what their concerns are. I mean, we can sit in an office and write policies and get in the background of it all, but really, I think it's more important to get out into the community and see what people are concerned about.
Will we see you in Parliament in another 20 or 25 years like Bob McMullen's record?
If I'm fortunate enough to be elected once, then that'll be terrific, and I'll then work hard to try and get elected a second time. Beyond that, who knows?
It's a seat with a very low turnover.
It certainly has that history.
You don't know me.